One of the major cruise lines rolled out a new policy this morning that shocked us so much. Jared and I have not stopped talking about it.
JJ Cruise.
Hey everyone, what's up? This is Jordan with JJ Cruise. Thank you so much for clicking into the video today. Well, today I'm going to bring you a little bit behind the scenes. As many of you know, Jared and I are travel agents, and there is a massive cruise line that this morning, they rolled out a massive policy that would change a lot of things for quite a few cruisers. And by the end of the day, they rolled that back entirely. I'm going to tell you who this impacts, what this means, and why this cruise line said in the first place they were going to do this. But before we do that, I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. This is JJ Cruise. We do all things cruising all the time. If you love cruising as much as we do, please hit that subscribe button. And if you want to hear more videos like this, please hit that thumbs up. Since the pandemic, there has been so many different changes by all the different cruise lines to their loyalty programs, to pricing, to their offerings on board. And it's been a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster for all of us. There's one group of people, though, that Jared and I have been paying particular attention to that have gotten kind of screwed over in the last few years. And from what this cruise line just did, it seems like that's not stopping anytime soon. This morning, Holland America Line announced that at the end of this month of May, they would be starting to charge solo passengers not only double occupancy, but double taxes and port fees. Yes, if you're watching, you heard that right. The taxes and port fees for a second person, even if that person was not in the room. They stated that they would be doing this for two reasons. The first, they said that they wanted to fall in line with the rest of the travel industry and how they treat solo cruisers. So they were going to be making this policy change. And the secondary thing that they said was that solo cruisers don't actually spend enough money on board. So they were trying to find a way to actually get some more money out of those people to make it a little bit more in line with when double occupancy cruisers sail on board their ships. This is not the first that we've heard this. We've actually heard this from most of the other cruise lines. For a while, Celebrity Cruisers was actually charging solo travelers more than double occupancy travelers, citing that a solo passenger does not spend what two people would spend on a standard 7-night cruise while on board their ships. Similar to Holland, Celebrity said that they were looking for ways to increase that fare so that it was a little bit more fair to the cruise line to still be getting the same amount of money based on whoever was in the room. Now, some of the things that they factor in is spend in like the casino, in specialty restaurants, and shopping. They basically say if there's two people in a stateroom, there's double the opportunity to spend money. If there's only a solo traveler in that stateroom, that person's going to spend way less. The president for Holland America sent an email out several hours after they had rolled this new policy out. But before I get to that, I just want to make a very clear statement about how we feel about solo travelers. If you've been watching the channel, Jared and I just went on our first ever solo cruises. We loved them. It was a very positive experience for us, and we will be taking more solo cruises in the future. We also host group trips. Jared and I host 4 group cruises per year. And I just want to say, without solo travelers, our groups would be 30 to 40% smaller than they are right now. So for our business, what we do, our group travel that we host, solo travelers are essential to helping us stay in business and continue to do what we love, which is hosting these group cruises. I want to make this very clear. Solo travelers are some of the most important and essential travelers within the cruise space. And I don't know if the cruise industry could last long term if they just gave the shaft to solo travelers moving forward and said, you're not really welcome on board our ships. And because of that fact, I think this is why the president released an email and said that that policy change was sent out in error. They would be making no updates or no change in the future to taxes and port fees. Solo travelers were welcome on board their ships as normal, and they would continue to only pay one set of taxes and port fees. So I don't know who today at Holland America has gotten in trouble or potentially has lost their job for sending that email out. But this email means something. It means that these are the types of discussions that are happening behind the curtains at the cruise lines. It means that they are looking at the finances. They're still trying to make up money from the pandemic. and they're trying to figure out who is costing them the most money. And they're pointing their fingers directly at solo travelers. They're saying, once again, that they don't bring in as much revenue as double occupancy cruisers, and so that they are going to try to make that money up from somewhere. One interesting fact that I did learn out of this entire policy change that Holland America was going to make is that I did find out most destinations charge the cruise lines for port fees for the ship. So they say, okay, your ship can handle this amount of people. That's how much we're going to charge for port fees. They don't actually charge the port fees per person. So in general, when we're talking port fees, like if the Bahamas charging on average $40 per person, and the cruise line does only charge a solo traveler for one set of taxes and port fees, they are taking the hit there, as I think that they probably should, and covering that other amount of money that they may be paying regardless of how many people are in the room. I know the internet is going to have a lot to say about this, so the comments are of course open. What do you think about this? If you're another travel agent, you probably saw the chaos in your inbox. Jared and I could not stop talking about this when it came out because solo travel has been on our mind. From the fact that we just took solo trips to the fact that we work with so many solo cruisers. He and I were talking about this pretty much during our entire lunch and into the afternoon. We were shocked that Holland America was doing this. We both thought it was completely wrong of them to do this. We also disagree with when they say they're trying to fall in line with the rest of the travel industry. From my understanding, there is no other cruise line out there that charges two sets of taxes and port fees, even if just one person is in the stateroom. Let me know what you think of this entire debacle with Holland America in the comments below. If you are a solo cruiser, know that you are loved and welcome, and we always welcome solo cruisers on our group cruises, and we book for many of you. Also, Jared and I have made so many friends that are solo cruisers. I can't imagine cruising without them. That was our video today. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Jordan. This is JJ Cruise, and until next time, see ya.